Hey folks, welcome to the MiniPaintingDM. Today I am doing a little bit, one final model that came off the printer since I last streamed. This is the last mini I need cleaned up for levels 1 through 5 of Ghost of Saltmarsh. Pretty big model. There was a little bit of a printing error right at the end, right at the top of his horns here, but honestly, if you didn't know that that's what it should look like, it doesn't really look like there's a problem. That basically these horns go to a little point and it just failed like literally the last 50 or so layers. Anyways, gonna go around and clean this guy up. And then as soon as I'm done cleaning this guy up, I'm gonna spend some time today doing a little bit of D&D prep. I've obviously done a lot of prep previously, sort of preparing for the minis, but right now I want to do a little bit more prep in Legend Keeper, which is a really good way to share information with your players. I'll show off some features of it that I like using and how I use it in my games. I don't always use it, but I think with how detailed they wrote this module with all the different locations and how robust the town is, again, I'll show you how I'm using it and how you could use it in your games as well. As a reminder, I play all my games physically, in person, rolling dice, but this is just a good supplementary tool for people to have access to information so they don't have to take nearly as much notes of stuff that I would provide to the players in a very concise fashion. It also helps with maps. Instead of having to print out maps, you can sort of provide like a region map or a town map digitally, and that's what we'll be showing off today. Anyways, let's jump into this. I would also like to recognize we got yet another follower since our last stream while I was offline. So I'd like to recognize Gahon Monster. Sorry if I mispronounced your stream name, but yeah, Gahon Monster. Welcome. Well, let's jump into it. I'm going to start off by cleaning off the base here. Top of the base is pretty good, but I still have a few like support nubs around the rim. Across the face. I just want to get that cleaned up so that these don't cause the mini to wobble on the table. It also cause a big issue with your paint holders. We know how much paint holders, your really big minis like this, like falling off of paint holders. Yes, you could hold the mini by the base while painting it because it's a big base, but I find that if you do that, the hand starts cramping after a while. And even though this guy's going to have a pretty simple paint scheme, I still feel like it's probably going to take a good solid, I don't think it would take a full hour, but at least 45 minutes to fully paint him. I want to do some mossy stuff on his base. Might even do some dry grass. I don't know. There we go. Right, the base is cleaned up. Alright. We really want to be careful not to break off any of his little branches. Did a really good job of not breaking anything off in the cleaning process. It's surprising how often like this model comes up in campaigns. A lot of times it's not a situation where it itself is the target of the encounter. Usually it's like, oh, it's being attacked by something, go save it, or it's cursed. and you have to do something in the encounter to sort of like heal it or restore it, you know. I think most people, even the most murder hobo-y of groups, kind of know that this isn't usually the kind of thing that you attack, especially when you're at level, you know, low level. So I'm looking forward to running it, and it's actually going to be really good for my other group as well, because there's an encounter a little bit later in the campaign where, again, similarly, they deal with one and it's cursed, and they have to do something in the immediate area to sort of get it to calm down and you know, save it, if you will. Some of the biggest supports, at least most pain in the butt supports, are kind of these spots I'm getting right now under the leaves. Thankfully, the supporting branches for the little leaves up here are not super delicate, so I'm not really worried about breaking anything. I do want to be careful on the edges of the leaves, you know, not breaking those bits off while I'm cleaning, which is why I'm trying to be a little delicate with the hobby knife instead of going at it with this. Yeah, this should be the last model you'll see me on stream cleaning up for a while. Once I'm done with my D&D prep on stream today, I'm going to go over to my priming setup and get to priming all of the models that I've been cleaning up and getting based. So that way, all next week, Monday through Friday, I can be cranking out paint jobs, because we have moved our D&D campaign actually to Monday evenings, so I have a full 7 days to get the player character models painted, as well as a good subset of models painted for the first, you know, first level of play in the Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh part of the module. Then after that, I'll have a whole 2 weeks of downtime while one of our party members is busy, and we'll have to take a break. And that'll give me even more time to just crank out minis like crazy and get ready for the upcoming. If I'm lucky in those sort of 3 weeks worth of time, I should be able to get the first probably 4 levels done. I don't think I can get through all of it, although who knows? We'll see. Oh, I forgot I do have a dentist appointment on Friday, so maybe I won't be streaming on Friday. So that's in the morning. Maybe I'll stream in the afternoon. It just depends on how I feel. got a new setup for my camera. I had it sort of attached to a cam arm, but it was just attached with like a rubber band. And I got a nice adapter so that way the screw-in point for the camera matches up with the attachment point for the cam arm. So they need to go from 3/8 to 1/4 or something like that. But it worked great. A nice little bundle of converters for $7 on Amazon. Just going all around the model looking for little support nodes, trying to cut them off instead of break them off. If you break them off, you'll leave a little crater, a little scar. So I want to try to avoid that as much as possible. Although the thing I love about sort of organic fantasy miniatures like this is you don't really notice that stuff nearly as much. I think I'm definitely going to use zenithal highlighting with this guy. Just I tend to see, I don't usually do that with a lot of models, but I will do it with larger models. Definitely makes larger models pop a little bit better. I mean, sure, it would make small models pop a little bit better too, but it's not going to be as noticeable with a smaller model. That's why I don't think it's worth the time. Especially when you consider tabletop lighting conditions. You're not really going to notice whether it's zenithal highlighted or not on a standard 32mm small model. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's just something that wasn't even part of this model. It hung on for the ride. Okay.
What's the Wi-Fi password?
Just a moment, I'll be right back. Alright, back. Sorry about that. Okay. Just trying to add a little bit of shape here to this so it's not flat at the top. Since we had that little printing error. There we go. All right. This guy, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. There's a little support over here. I think that's a support nub. There we go. Take that shit off. That's good. I normally would not be this neurotic about cleaning a model unless it was a player character, but again, a big model like this, especially like, I mean, it's a classic, right? You really want it to look nice. And every good paint job starts off by a good, clean model, no mold lines or supports. Mold lines if we're talking plastic models. Supports if we're talking 3D printed models. Hands got a lot of supports on them, so we just want to make sure that we get all those. Alright. Oh. Found some more. For those who haven't watched me clean models before, it's a really good idea to have like just a shitty brush like this with a really like plastic bristles or hog's hair or something that's like really stiff bristles, just to go in there and get the dust or supports or whatever off the model. Because just because you break it off doesn't mean it's not still there, and if you go and you prime, you're just gonna essentially make it stick back to the model again, especially if you use like a polyurethane primer, like, you know, Vallejo. Which is how I like priming. Gives a nice protective coating. The primer doesn't scrape off, which means your paint isn't gonna wear off, even with light handling. I mean, it will with heavy handling. That's why you encourage your players to try to interact with models via the base of the model. Especially if they have Cheeto fingers. Or nacho fingers, or whatever. There we go. Almost completely cleaned up now. Just like painting, you want to make sure you have good lighting when you're doing your cleanup. You'll notice things better. Your eyes will appreciate it. Better lighting you can have, less eye strain you'll have while you're hobbying. So I do love a good painting party, but whenever like at a hobby store or friendly local game store, or going and painting at Games Workshop occasionally if I'm working on GW models. But the lighting is never as good as what you'll have at home if you get a good lamp. I will be setting up some Amazon affiliate links for all of the different tools I use, in case you care to use the things that I'm using. Probably do that in the next week or two. There we go. I think he's nice and cleaned up. As always, you want to dry fit your model to base before gluing. Sometimes there was a little support somewhere that you didn't see that is making it stick up. Wow. Whew. A little bit of flex there in the legs. Now, if you ever want to print this model specifically, the only difference between the quote-unquote hollow version and non-hollow version from Loot Studios, this is a Loot Studios print, the only difference is whether or not you hollow the base, so they basically carve out in the middle and indent it. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather have a nice solid bottom to my base. You end up with more support cleanup complications when you do the base, especially a base like this, hollow. Like there's no, if this base is built up a lot, I can understand doing hollow, but it's not really built up enough to justify making it hollow. The actual model itself is way too spindly to justify hollowing. And if you actually look at the files, there is no difference in the actual treant himself between the hollowed version and the non-hollowed version. So I'd recommend just printing it with the non-hollowed version. I did have a printing error with this the first time I tried to print it. There's something problem with my slicer software, and I was missing like the middle of the model here, I think that was just a lychee problem when I went to slice. I was playing some games and I think I alt-tabbed in the middle of slicing and it didn't like that. So definitely be patient when you're in the middle of slicing a model. But what I will say is, in both instances, he did have that error where the top of his horns didn't print right. So I don't know if that's a support problem from Loot Studios. You might want to, if you go to print him, you may want to look at maybe manually add an extra support or two going up to where his horns are. I don't know. Maybe it was just the calibration of my printer. Once it got to that distance away from the print bed, it was just slightly off and then, you know, lost cohesion. I don't know. Just something to think about. Where does he, this foot goes like, okay, like that. Like that. All right. Grab our thick super glue. Really looking forward to painting this guy. I think he's gonna be a lot of fun. I think in this same release or one of the neighboring releases, they did some actual terrain trees as well. And I do have some trees that are old Games Workshop trees. But I might print some more. I don't know. Players always love it when you throw trees out there. Maybe some swamp trees might be fun. I've got regular trees, but... Alright, there we go, folks. He is nice and cleaned up and based, ready for priming along with the rest of the crap ton of minis that I've cleaned up recently. Let's get him over there. Let's put away our cleaning tools. I do have this nice carrying case for all of my tools. I find it very useful. You know, a good organized hobbyist is an effective hobbyist. So the better you can, you know, keep your stuff organized, the faster your hobbying will be. And we won't need any of those tools while we're painting. Also highly recommend that whenever you're cleaning up models, especially resin models, but also this applies to plastics, right? You're going to end up with all these little shavings. So one of the good things about these Citadel mats, you can just pick this up, take it over the trash, shake it off. Usually we'll also get like a wet paper towel and sort of wipe it down. And again, keep your hobby space clean as possible. All right, gonna switch over to the PC now, and we're gonna start doing that D&D prep. Got coffee. Let's rock and roll. All right. So what do we have here? What we have is, on my left, I have Legend Keeper, and on the right, I have D&D Beyond. And actually started this process, but I also messed some things up. So I'm just going to start over from scratch and show you the whole process. So I'm just going to delete this whole Saltmarsh region and we'll start here. So a couple of things here. This allows me to share NPCs with characters. I can have them set up. I have things like details about the calendar, house rules that we have. So that way people have it here for reference. You know, I have links to, you know, useful links for myself, but also links to source books that I want the players to read. For example, if we're in the Sword Coast, you know, I could link to the Sword Coast Adventure Guide, etc. Make it easier for my players. But also, we can have lots of different maps. And so, like, I was running Lost Mines of Phandelver, so we've got, like, Phandalin. We've got a map of Neverwinter here. Lelion. Etc. I've even got Waterdeep, Silvery Moon region. In my first campaign, Udra was from Silvery Moon, so I had some details there. You can have GM notes, you can have player notes, invite your players, and they can edit the articles. I kind of encourage people to do that. You can have Baldur's Gate. You can put different map pins on this, which interact with articles. I first started using Legend Keeper when I wanted to run my own campaign. Actually, let me switch this around just a moment here, because I think we're working behind my camera. You don't need to see D&D Beyond as much. Okay. So what we're going to be doing today is, since we're running Ghost of Saltmarsh, I'm going to go here to Faerun, and technically Ghost of Saltmarsh you can run in any campaign setting. Just for simplicity, I'm running it in Faerun. So we're going to say, we're going to right click. Oh, first of all, I have various templates for a region, a location, a PC, an NPC, etc. And what I can do here is on Faerun, I can say create map. Create from template. Sorry, create from template. And this is going to be Saltmarsh region template. We want region template. Boom. Create map. Create from, yeah, create map. And you can upload maps. I have here official maps. We got official maps, Saltmarsh region. For whatever reason, this thumbnail image is not working. All right. And underneath that, we can say create from template. That's Baldur's Gate region. Okay. That's weird. It's been a while since I've done this, so I'm stumbling through this just a little bit. I apologize. I'll make that visible to our players. I really want there to be a map. Baldur's Gate region. Okay. Alright. Create new map. No. Create. Create from template. Location template. Add map. I see. That's how I've done it before. Because this is a town, I like using lots of different icons you can use to represent different things. And we'll just do that. So it is a walled town. Map, add map. Boom. All right. This feels wrong. Create from template. We want to do region template. All right. Okay, cool. That's That's nice. I actually want it to default to... let's take a location template. Let's duplicate. Yeah, that's fine. And let's rename this to mapped location. Add map. And we're going to do this. And so now if it's a mapped location, it defaults to region. Sweet. All right. So now in here, we can copy and paste stuff that we want our players to know about. And I have already done that. Actually, we're going to make a few more modifications to our region template here. Add page, DM. And we can say hide tab. I basically want to make sure that there are pages similarly for my players to fuck around with. Okay, perfect. All right, so region template. Page gem. We're gonna make that hidden and add page notes. Move left. Move left. Excellent. All right, now that mirrors how we have this set up. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So now what we want to do is I want to, before I start dumping in information, I'm going to try to recreate this. Because here's the thing. My players don't necessarily know the names of all of these things. They're relatively new to town. I think a lot of them... Well, one of them is from Seaton down here. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create pages for all of these things and then go from there. So we'll say create front template, Seaton, Saltmarsh region. It's not going to be a region template. This is going to be a map location because I might want to add a map for Seaton later. Well, you know what? If I want to add a map for Seaton later, we could always can always add it later. Okay, create from template. Not map location, we want to say location template. We're just going to do this for all of our notable locations here. If you notice, it's creating everything hidden. That's on purpose. Because we only want to reveal locations to our players as they discover them. And if you're in D&D Beyond, by the way, they'll show you the DM version of a map, but then you can also get the player version of the map. And so that's what I've done. I've put the player version of the map in here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go like this, and we're going to say, I'm right-clicking where I want a map pin. I say link to existing, Saltmarsh, and boom, there we go. And now I can put the Saltmarsh pin there, and I can say link to existing, Seaton, boom. It's like right about there-ish. I can even update the icon, boom, right? But again, we want to make all the templates first because you can't just right-click on the map and say create. Oh, hey. You can right-click on the map and say create from template. Boom. Look at that. I taught myself something new. Can I do this? Oh wow, I can do that too. It's been a while since I've used this little feature. I want to make sure to hide pins that we don't want the players to know about. It also shows you what players are logged in to your Legend Keeper account, because you have to invite players via collaborator email to give them collaborator access. That way they can edit, or if you don't ever want them to edit, you can just share the project and give them a link. But I prefer to create page, Xenopus, hidden. I really wish it would by default hide the pin as well. I really wish there was a pickaxe icon in here. I feel like that's a missed opportunity with all the icons that are available. Oh, there we go. We'll use a gem. That's nice for mine. Drop that guy there. Again, we want to hide our pin. Okay. Generally speaking, I try not to use icons that sort of lead the party into assuming it's going to be a combat situation. Although, in this case, party will definitely know that that's a combat location by the time they get there in the storyline. Hey, that's cool. Alright, boom, 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 boom. Let's create a new page from template down here. Alright, here we are going to have my campaigns. This is based upon this character's backstory, being a noble. The king took his land and then gave him some pretty shitty land there. Okay, so now that we have all of these locations, I think that's everything that's on here. You can go like this and you can sort for your own sanity. And then you can go through here and say, like, okay, Seaton needs to be visible, Saltmarsh needs to be visible, Merle. Actually, we'll just do that. Maybe they know these things exist, but they don't have information on them yet. Well, let's actually show Tidebringer land. There we go, Dreadwood, Soapstrand. Okay, nice. Okay, and then now we can go into Seaton. And Seaton is going to have... Sorry, Saltmarsh. Saltmarsh similarly is going to have lots of map pins. Lots and lots of map pins. So we're going to go here... Where the heck is it? Oh, there we go. Okay. City gate. We want this to have this icon. Cool, cool. There's a little icon that kind of looks like a jail cell. There we go. Three, the wicker goat. That's a tavern. I try to give them a mixture of information that they would have in the town based upon how long they've been here. Things like where the taverns are, major points of interest. I'm making sure to allow them to know that information. This is going to be a real pain in the butt to be scrolling back and forth. So we're just going to do this. Alright. 4. It's down here. Where is that icon? There we go. Wicker Cove. Tower. Empty net. Now, you might think that this is a little bit overkill as far as DM prep is concerned, but honestly, in my opinion, your characters are going to be in this town for a year of their lives. The least you can do is try to make it a little bit more fun and immersive, having all of these I think these map pins and sort of the interaction here does give them a greater sense of like, oh, it gives us something to explore, and especially when it's so well fleshed out like this. The other advantage of doing this is, I'll give you for example, maybe they go to the green market, right? And they talk to a shopkeeper there. I'm not going to sit there and generate NPCs on the fly, but if I do generate an NPC, I'm not going to generate them in advance. I'm going to generate them on the fly. And what if they like that NPC and they want to go back and talk to that NPC again? This allows me to keep, in all of these pages, I've got a GM tab. I could dump information here about an NPC that I generate on the fly. I've got really great tools for that. I've got a NPC generator. This site is great. If I need specifically a professional, right? Like a butcher, boom. And then I can sort of copy and paste this stuff in there. Maybe I don't even care about this stuff, but I certainly care about description, personality traits, those kind of things I'll throw in there, just as a way to, if the NPCs go back and talk to them, I've got that. And some of the coolest NPCs I've created have just been on the fly like that. And I say cool because, the interest by the players. There has been a lot of interest by the players in some of those NPCs that I've just created on the fly. But, if you want to do more DM prep, you could just do that in advance. If you don't want the stress of having to create them on the fly, you can create tons of NPCs across all of these locations, really get them fleshed out, so that way when the players visit, you're ready to go. There's a nice municipal building. There we go. Town hall looking thing. But one of the things you can do once I'm done making these all out, you can go like this, copy and paste like that. If you want more of a nice visual description, that's what the C boxes, NPCs that I'll create, I link to here. With, you know, I'll create them as like sub items underneath in the tree. But then the players can go in, they can include their own notes. Okay, a place for the party, put in shared notes about the location. Your players may or may not engage with this. Who knows? But at the very least, they have a map that starts off not fully explored and then it gets explored the more they go places. And I think that's sort of like the magic here. Is it sort of encourages them to explore the town and learn about it. Now, if you're the kind of DM that you just want to give all the players all this information, obviously this isn't super useful for you. But if you want it to be the kind of thing where they don't have all of this information at the start of the campaign and they learn as they go, then, you know, again, this is a great way to do it. All these sort of noble houses, obviously I'm not really giving them a lot of this information. Off the bat. Because it's not the first kind of thing you learn about a town. Usually taverns, inns. One of the players, this guy's very notable in the town. This is a house of information. One of the players has been there for a few months, so they would probably know about that. Oh, you know what? This is actually something that the oh, like that. I did just notice something. I'm gonna go here to Saltmarsh region. I did just notice a really cool icon here. What did I type in? I noticed a really cool, like, there we go. Oh yeah. Nice. Alright, back to Saltmarsh. Carpenter's hammer. Nice. Hide that pin. Oh, getting there. Crabber's Cove. Saltmarsh Cemetery. Tombstone. All right, cool. Now at this point, now I can go in and start putting in some stuff. I'm gonna sort this ascending. Cool. Let's go back to the region. Now I did put a bunch of this information in my Discord that I provided the players. I filtered out a bunch of stuff that I thought was inappropriate for the players to have. So let's just go in here. I'm just gonna copy and paste what I have from Discord because I don't want to redo all of that work. In time. There we go. King. Boom. Now, interesting because it looks like I lost my 2-tab situation. What the hell happened here? Control copy. Paste. There we go. You gotta be careful when pasting in here. You don't screw up your template. There we go. Because yeah, ideally you kind of want like text, and then, you know, obviously depending on the layout of your template. But you don't want to lose that. You can easily break it. Go. Get all this in here. This. Again, this isn't all of the information from the book. I'm just giving them the important snippets that I think I want them to know. I am taking out any little details that should be privy to the DM and maybe would be considered spoilers. For example, there is a third faction at work within the region. I just say they're a mysterious third faction. That's sort of what the general populace knows about them. Again, we're trying to give the players enough information that, you know, they can do things like, is this heading 2? Heading 2. There we go. I'm giving the players enough information they can develop their backstories, but not too much information as to, like, again, spoil the main storyline in any way. So. I'm copy and pasting rather quickly. Again, I spent a good bit of time, several hours, sort of deciding what part of the module information I wanted to give to my players versus not. You know, I give them information like this. I don't tell them that, you know, there's specifically a table that I roll on, but I do tell them, hey, say, how's the catch been recently? To read the mood. Very useful information for the players. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's all the information I give the players about the Saltmarsh region. They'll discover everything else as they play. They can put notes in there. If I wanted to, I could put GM notes in here, but I'm not going to worry about copy and pasting everything for the module, because I will run it off D&D Beyond. Once I have this set up, I'll actually reference this a lot less, unless it's for, again, information about unique NPCs and things that I create. Saltmarsh region. So what I'm doing right now is, again, I'm giving various information here. See, I'm gonna actually like no, I'll leave that in there. I'll leave those details in there. I will take out things like alignment. They don't need to know that. That is something that I wish when I was copy and pasting stuff. Well, you'll see when we get to the talent information. I'll take out obvious character motivations, like this, like that's too much information for the players. They can discover that if they want to go and talk to her, but you know, I'm not going to just give that information away in something like this. I'm just going to give away like key information that anyone who's visited town once or heard about might know. Again, I'll take alignment information out. Take that information out. Again, they can learn that as they explore. Eventually, I will have an article specifically for Kira Shadowbreaker here. I can make one right now if I wanted. Now, how you do that, it's very interesting. What happened to my side panel? Ah, there we go. So under Burrow, we can say create. Create from template. This is going to be an NPC template. Make her hidden. And now here, what we can do is, I'm trying to remember how to do this. I think it's like this. Is it bracket? Is it add? There we go. And so now, boom. Now we can have that link there, but the players won't be able to follow or view it if it's marked as hidden. So this is visible. They'll see the name there, but they won't be able to follow the link as long as she's hidden. Once they meet her, well, now that I created the article, I could just do this. And if I wanted to, for NPCs, if you notice, I have ability scores, relationships, alignment, personality. This is all the tabs that I use as part of that NPC generator, so I can just copy and paste them directly like that. You can make her visible, but then when we hide the town, she's also invisible. So once we visit the town, you know, then I'll reveal this. We can go here, we can create another page from template, NPC template, wander route. Boom. You can even do it in line like this. You can click on it like that and it follows through. You can sort of clean this up like that. There you go. I like to take out D&D Beyond links in here. There we go. So yeah, that's what I'll do. And we just need to repeat this process for other locations across our map. Let's see here. Dwarven Mine. Do. Yeah, nothing spoilery in there. I did give the players a little bit of information on this. So again, I am going to copy and paste what I gave them. Jesus. There we go. Thank you, Discord, for being helpful. Clear formatting. Ugh. I don't want it to be numbered. I just want it to be text. God damn it. Ah. There we go. Okay. Oh man, it's like it knew. Yeah, if you copy and paste things, it notices its keyword. Look at that. Okay, so this little C up here, this is where I'll put sort of like these visual descriptions. That usually is like the first thing you see when you get to a location. So again, first thing you'll see is the house exterior, right? So I've got that here. Reality is I'm not going to reveal this map icon until they visited it, and then I'll reveal the icon. Because I don't want to, like, even though they know that it exists and they know that it's 4 miles east of Saltmarsh. Now notice east, this map is a little janky because north is that way. But anyways, I will generally, you know, again, keep it hidden, keep the map pin hidden until the players actually arrive at the location, then I will reveal the map pin. Where are we at? Saltmarsh. Saltmarsh region. That's where we were. Again, I don't want to reveal all of this information. That would be very bad, even if I reveal the pin. You know, I'll give them the very basic information. They don't have like a generic description here. Whatever. I'll probably describe something and get it written up. Alright, moving on. It's taking longer than I want it to. I think I'm just going to try hammering through as fast as possible here. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. More information than that would be very bad. Okay, we leave all of the other details out. The reason why I put the map pins here for some of these places, but I'm going to keep the details of it hidden, is because, again, if you have a map of the region, it's going to have these places listed. Obviously, not all of these places, but all of the sort of like towns and the name of the river and the forest and this, that, and the other. They're going to have to discover those details if I'm going to, you know, reveal the details of the map in. Okay. Kind of leave that. Yeah, again, I'm just giving like the most public information, which is usually the first paragraph of any of these map pins. You know, we're going to create another one here. This is going to be location template, Azure C. Alright. We will reveal information about the Azure Sea because we do have some sailors in our group, so I will reveal that. They would have that information. Saltmarsh has a map. Burrow has some information. That has information. That does. That does. We'll leave that alone for now. Oh, here we go. Sherwood's got information. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna work with the player that is responsible for that, fill in some information. I've got a lot of the details on the region as opposed to on the town. Really, all of this information should be on the town, not the region. There we go. Okay. Then what we can do is this is actually an object that like auto-fills based upon all the information that is in that area. So I'm just going to do this. Boom. Look at that. And again, the players will only see the icon, the locations here that are appropriate for what they can see. They won't see all of these. They'll only see the ones that have been revealed to the players. Cool. Let's just do this text. Boom, boom. Nice. Okay, cool. Saltmarsh, Maine, boom. Again, similarly, I have put in information in my Discord for a lot of the towns, filtering out some details, so I'm gonna go ahead and just plug that stuff in now. Actually, you know what, we're gonna go through this way. Because I think it's easier. Saltmarsh overview, location Saltmarsh, boom. Alright. Again, don't want to give them that information. This should go really fast. I'm going to create some subpages here. Create from template. Boop. Some NPCs now. Actually take because that's technically the type of monster. Again, players don't need to know that information. You can go like this, I believe. I think there's a way to create a new subpage while you're typing. I can't remember. So we're just gonna, do it this way. This is a safer way. I like to make sure that, we don't lose. Boom. See, automatically knows. Automatically knows. to our barracks and jail. Let's see, we don't need to know all of this information. How many guards there are, blah, blah, blah. Wicker goat. Create from template, NPC. Boom. Should automatically link up. Yep. I'm going to put on here and use a male human. Boom. Okay, easy peasy. Fuck that up. Delete. Create. Spawn template. There we go. There we go. That's fixed. Okay. Again, don't need to give off all this information. If players discover that, they can add that from their own perspective in the notes. Do. Jailer. Tavern owner. Wait, what? Oh, that is not where I intended to put that. Okay, there we go. Decent priest. Oh. Trader. Item broker. Alright, so this is a very important character. So we'll actually reveal this location and her on our map. And our pin. This is a very important thing because in this campaign, they expanded upon the rules here for oh shit. Wow. Oh man. Oh man. That is fucking wild. Okay. Well, this needs to be normal text. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. I'll leave that detail out. There we go. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, cool. Nice, we are kicking butt now. Sweet. looking for? What am I looking for? Here. Now this is such a cool system that I'm actually going to keep doing this for future adventures, which is why I'm making sure to put this in our house rules section. Okay, cool. All right, that was a quick diversion. Really important to get all of that detail in there because that is something that my party likes interacting with. I think everybody likes buying and selling magic items. I do think it's a really neat edition of this particular book that expands upon the normally Xanathar's guide on that kind of thing. All right, back to Saltmarsh locations. There you go. Where were we? We're at Cadec's Tower, I think, last. Yep. 5th Quartermaster Laws. Okay. Empty net. Empty net. I'll create another NPC. Boom. My own human tavern keep. Green market. I'm including that second paragraph because the players, it just makes sense for them to know that information in my campaign. Cool. Sharpen Bridge. We don't have any elves or fae folk in the party, so I'm taking that out. We have a dwarf, a halfling, sentient ooze, and a b-void, and a dragonborn. So I don't think like including that's going to be relevant. So I'm just kind of leaving that out. Costumes, other works. I'm going to leave sort of the details out, the mechanics. Just leave it at that. That's cool. See, again, this is the beautiful thing. Like, the party is gonna walk around this town, meet all these people, and like learn about this kind of stuff. And it's just gonna like their minds are gonna explode. And I'm just really looking forward to this campaign for that reason. It's just they've really flushed this town out really well. Oof. Okay. Council Hall. There's some more information that I gave to one of my players, so I'm going to make it available to all the players. We have a couple of more NPCs here. Merrick, Donovan, this guy doesn't belong here. This guy belongs... Fucking... he belongs in Seaton. Back to Saltmarsh. I swore I gave one of my players some information about the city council. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and throw that. Just need to find it again. I go back to Seaton and this dude. Okay. Saltmarsh. Council Hall. Politics and fashions. There we go. Create from template. Gillen Prinewater. And then we've also got Ada Oland. Create page from template. Alright. Alright, this dude. Gonna take that out. Okay, not going to include this information because that would be very bad. There is one other member, which is, maybe I posted this in the Ghost of Saltmarsh channel. Yeah, Anders. Create from template. Anders Saltmarsh. Human male merchant. I can call him a noble. Anders. All right. Anders, right? Anders plural. Or Anders with an S. Anders with an S. Yes. Okay. Cool. Cool. Anders. We got Ada. Ada. Gallon. Cool. Okay. Alright, that's good. City Council building. I think that's well detailed. Weekly market. I'll just leave that like that. That works for me. Prime Water Mansion. The Dwarven Anvil. advantage of doing this whole process too, other than it being just useful to your DM prep, is it also just helps you get to know the lay of the land. Helps you get to know the campaign that you're running. I just find it just a good way to do that. You know, again, I knew about Captain. You know, I had read the chapter that talked about her, you know, how you use her as an item broker, but I didn't realize that she was part of this location. So, you know, it was just really nice as I'm reading through, getting to know that. Yeah. There we go. I think that's good information without being too revealing. And I find this also just very good because sometimes, like, you know, as an example with that last character, it's hard to decide what you want to tell players, and in the moment, if you don't have it like written, I think because I'm doing all of this work, I might actually reference this a lot more when I'm describing locations or NPCs for the first time to characters, because I don't want to like accidentally drop too much information. You know, let them learn more about the character if they engage with that character in conversation. Man, it's so cool. Cause like, you know, she pays for that. The Hunters Guild, or the Leatherworks, where is it? Yeah. you know, pays for like expensive leather working stuff. I think the barracks said that, you know, he posts jobs sometimes. It's just great. Wow. Wow, that is wild. That is so wild. Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm loving this adventure. The more and more I like read about this town. Super hyped. Okay. Oh wow, that's wild. Nice. Digger. I think I revealed the cemetery to my players. Yes. Alright, Winston Store. We're almost done. Mail halfway. Shopkeeper. This is the store I have revealed. Kaladek the Unspoken. There you go. All right. Segro. Page from template. Baron Castellar. Male halfling druid. Okay. Last but not least, the standing stones. Wow, that's wild. Okay, that is it. See if there's anything else I want to include in my notes here. Carousing. Alright folks, I think that is it for all the prep that I wanted to get done today. That was a lot of information dumped for my players. Again, super excited to get started with Ghost of Saltmarsh. Starting tomorrow, I will be painting like crazy. I'm going to get some priming done now so that way I can begin that painting tomorrow. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks again for the most recent followers. And until next time, may your rolls be natural 20s.